Gina Toe before she found out she contracted AIDS.
Need you to get away, get the fuck away, yeah. Get the fuck away, yeah.
Hi guys, so I know you guys have been waiting to hear back about my CD4 count blood results, and unfortunately we had misinformation from the hospital that my CD4 count was 137. So I was expecting 200 to 300 for my results, but apparently I had a 40 to a 47 CD4 count. So now my results are only at 112. So it's not what I wanted, but I guess there's progress in there somewhere. It just sucks, but there's your update.
I switch her to, right now she's on the Valtrex, she's still on the pills. I might switch you to something called Valcyte, which is better for CMV. Especially when her T-cell count was so low.
As you see in that video, he's telling me that I have CMV in both eyes. For some of you that were asking, yes, the medication I was taking for my AIDS had some warnings of vision loss and stuff. So yes, I am blind in this eye, and my vision got really bad here. But hey, we're doing the best we can and staying on top of everything.
Why am I still here and waiting for us to happen? 'Cause you never won. Everything I love about you I probably imagined, 'cause we never had.
A lot of you are asking if I have any muscles in my legs and how strong am I right now. Most of my strength is in my arms. You can see I can kind of do this a little bit with my legs, but still need to get them straightened out. Stuff really hurts my toes. Did you get the picture?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can become a member of the Elite Fleet. And guys, alright, I've told you guys before about the IG models, the monetized women, the baddies, and I've broken down many videos where I've talked to the women about the dangers of monetization. Now, I'm going to be kind with my words here, because in the case of Gina too, it's sad because she could have gotten AIDS from anywhere. Unfortunately, the young lady was homeless from 15 to 17, and she was raped and assaulted several times from 15 to 17. She doesn't know where it came from. It could have come from that, or it could have come from needles. She has a bunch of tattoos. She's like, it could have come from a dirty needle. But of course, she's also been casually sexually active, so it could have come from that as well. But she doesn't know, and it messed her up bad. I know you guys seen some of the clips before we got to the video. This woman went all the way down to 65 pounds, lost sight in one of her eyes, and she lost her ability to walk. She had to learn how to walk again. And to me, the most devastating thing about this situation is that she waited 10 years before she realized she had AIDS. Guys, I need you to understand something. You're supposed to get a pap smear as a woman starting at 21 at least every 3 years. So she wasn't even getting, not only was she not getting STD tested, she wasn't even getting her pap smears done. She just generally wasn't getting the physical. She just generally wasn't taking care of herself. And that's where I want to start before I go into anything else. You have to take care of yourself, guys. Just because you look good on the outside, I tell people this all the time, you can lift all the weights, you can do all the running, right? You can have the best body in the world. You can look like a supermodel, but that doesn't mean you're okay internally. That doesn't mean your organs are okay. That doesn't mean you don't have some type of a disease, Crohn's disease, cancer, any type of STDs, or like in this case, AIDS. It doesn't mean that. And you guys have to understand, a lot of things that make you sick, you don't necessarily get symptoms from. There's a lot of different things where the symptoms don't show up till later. Cancer, a lot of times the symptoms don't show up till later, if they show up at all. And a lot of the times AIDS and HIV is similar. The symptoms don't show up till later. And a lot of the times, by the time the symptom shows up, you're already behind the 8 ball. You're already late. It's better to be on top of these types of things than behind these types of things. And this is just another situation. See, when you're dealing with people in the industry, and I talked about this before, a lot of people in the industry go through a lot of crazy things, guys. All right, you have all types of like child touching and assaults that go on. You have a bunch of women being taken advantage of, a bunch of men being turned down, a lot of people being passed around, a lot of people touching different hands, right? Now, this girl is allegedly linked to Chris Brown, Chief Keef, and Nick Cannon. Now, we don't necessarily know if she slept with any of these men. They looked intimate when they were together. For example, when she left her room with Nick Cannon, they were in a hotel room. And if you know anything about Nick Cannon will hump anything. He's like a dog in heat. He'll hump the door, he'll hump a pole, he'll hump a pillow, he'll hump a teddy bear. Okay, but so they need to get tested as well. But you guys got to realize, besides just checking up on your health, we're right now in the whole culture. We are right now still, you have pickup artists, you still have player culture, and now it's been combined with whole culture and living your best life. And these are the things that can happen. These are the things that can happen when you don't properly take care of yourself, guys. And you also have to consider the fact everything that glitters isn't gold. Everything that glitters isn't gold. Again, a lot of the times people in the industry, they go through a lot of things to get into that industry or before they become famous or successful in said industry. And a lot of these people, they pass each other around. And if you talk to any pharmacist, like one of my clients is a pharmacist, and I have a lot of friends who, they are nurses. You talk to any pharmacist or nurse or doctor, one of the first things they'll tell you to help incentivize you to get tested is that it's usually the most attractive women who have herpes. It's usually the most attractive men who have AIDS. And people sometimes, for whatever reason in their head, just make it up like, oh, that's a disease for people who look dirty. That's a disease for people who are like ugly. That's a disease for people who are like LGBTQ plus, or whatever people might make up in their head. No. These are regular, usually extremely attractive people who have all these types of diseases. And another thing I want to let you guys know is a lot of people are not getting tested properly like they should be. That's just a fact. Like I said, you're supposed to get a pap smear every 3 years at 21. It's insane that she made it 10 years and had no idea that she had AIDS. This means you weren't getting tested at all. And that's the reality. See, and I'm not saying all women, of course, because it's not. But you got to realize women are all on one accord when it comes to this type of stuff. If you let them tell it, right, all the boys are nasty, all the boys don't get tested enough, all the boys don't be rapping enough, and they're all angels and they get tested all the time and none of them are having casual sex. And you guys know the story, but the reality is most women have a higher body count than most men. That's just a fact, right? Most women ain't getting tested no more than most men are, and a lot of the times it's the women who don't want to wear a condom. I can tell you in my experience, I have to make the decision to put on the condom. Most women do not want to wear the condom. They don't. And sometimes they get offended when you tell them that you want to wear a condom. The first thing that come out of their mouth is, oh, you think I got something? If you think I got something, why you even messing with me? Blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And I want you young fellas to be aware of that because they'll all paint the same narrative that they're all taking care of themselves. But a lot of them are not taking care of themselves any more than anyone else is taking care of themselves. A lot of them are out here reckless. They have access to more people and they have access to more options than the average man does, especially when it comes to sex. So it's very important that you protect yourself. It's very important. And going back to the ladies, listen, this isn't sexist, this is just fact. It's easier for women to contract STDs and STIs than men is as it is. And a lot of the STDs and STIs have more devastating effects on the female anatomy than the male anatomy. The womb, besides the womb being a portal, the womb is also an opening to your body. You gotta understand, ladies, when you have sex with someone, I know we've made it casual, I know we're in whole culture, but when you have sex with someone, you're literally letting them penetrate your body. They're going inside of your body. They have direct access. There's blood in there. There's bacteria in there. Okay, your DNA is in there. And if you're letting a dude do it with no condoms or nothing going on, his DNA is in you. And it's in you, for the most part, forever. So this is not something that should be taken lightly on you guys' end either. And I know just like guys like to do it without the condoms, a lot of women like to do it without the condoms too. They actually love it. Like I said, they're all on one accord when it comes to social media and the public, but a lot of women like raw sex. They do. They like to really feel it without the condom, just like the guys. And I think, like I said, especially in this culture now, so many people just like bang, bang, instant gratification, especially with these celebrities and stuff. And you guys have to take the time to think about all the negatives that can happen when you're having sex. And I mentioned before in another video, I do think that whole culture is coming to an end. I look at the fact that Roe versus Wade got overturned, and that should contribute in some way, shape, or form to people being more selective and being more careful with their reproductive organs. But I also look at the fact that the Republicans have introduced a bill that would start child support for unborn children. And I also think that in some way, shape, or form will probably help cut down on people having unprotected sex and people just going out here and recklessly risking their bodies. But I need you guys to understand, sex is great, yes. It's fun, yes. But this is something that could kill you. Like, I gotta be serious in this video. I usually will crack a few jokes and stuff like that. I kind of did about Nick Cannon, but this is scary. I hope that this scares people. I hope that people look at this and they get a fear and they go, dang, I need to take this serious. And if you're one of those people watching this video, okay, you're in your house, you're behind closed doors, nobody can hear what we're talking about. Nobody's listening to this video right now. It's just me and you talking. If you know deep down that you've been active casually, and you know deep down that you haven't been tested, go get tested. And I know it's scary. I think a big reason this woman wasn't tested for so long is because she knew she had been active with all these different males, and maybe she was scared of the results. Maybe she did get a symptom or two, but it was like mild and it was small, and she was scared of the results. It could be a scary thing to go and get tested because someone might tell you you have something that starts with an H, HIV, herpes, any of that type of stuff. And if you do have that, a lot of the times anything that starts with an H, you can't cure it. So you're stuck with it for life. And that's a scary thought, and people don't want to deal with that. People don't like to get cancer screenings. People don't like to get their breast checked, their prostate checked, their testicles checked for cancer. But you need to do these things because at the end of the day, right, if it's the universe's will, if it's God's will that you're going to die from a disease, then that's what's going to happen. But I always say I can die knowing I did everything I could do if I was getting consistently tested and I was on top of my health and I was taking care of my body and my health, and I caught something early enough to fight it and it just wasn't meant for me to win that battle. I could live with that. But it would devastate me if I knew I wasn't properly getting myself checked out. I wasn't properly getting myself tested. I wasn't properly getting my body taken care of. And I knew that I was out here being reckless. And I knew that I was out here doing certain things. Or I knew I should be testing for certain diseases or whatever the case may be. And I knew that I was not doing that. Just because I was afraid of the results. Or just because I felt good and I felt like I looked good. Don't be that person. Don't let it get this far. If you know you're sexually active, just get tested. Just get tested. It's better to be on top of these things early than it is to fall behind these things late. And like I said, even deeper than sex, guys, get your prostate exams. Get your breasts checked, okay? Check your blood pressure so you don't have hypertension. Check everything. Check it all. Check your blood sugar levels. Make sure you don't have diabetes. Check it all. Check it all. Stay on top of your health. Make sure that you're okay. Because again, when you're young, this woman's only 27 years old, man. 27 years old, and she had to go through all this, and luckily she's doing better now, but this is going to affect her for the rest of her life. She's only 27 years old. Only 27 years old. So it's easy when you're young to feel like you're invincible and you Superman, you Wonder Woman, but you're not. Things can happen to you. So you have to be tested. And these, again, is the dangers of being monetized, being in that industry, being the IG models, being the video girls, being all up in the mix, being the escorts, okay? And searching for that lifestyle, wanting to get a lot of money so that you can be involved in these types of lifestyles and with these types of people. Like I said before, a lot of things go on in that industry behind closed doors. You have people getting doo-dooed on in Dubai. You have people getting peed on, okay? Like I said, you have guys being turned out. A lot of stuff goes down in that industry. And again, the most attractive people are usually the ones who have issues. And that's not to say all attractive people have issues, but that is to say everything that glitters isn't gold. You got to look at the substance and not just the image. I repeat, you have to look at the substance and not just the image. But I hope it works out for this girl, and I really want this to be a wake-up call to anybody who's out here having casual sex. Make sure you're getting tested, Okay? Make sure you know the people you're doing it with. Don't just be out here doing it with anybody. Don't just be out here letting anyone into your womb. Don't just be out here putting your pencil into any sharpener. Make sure you know the person. You have some type of a connection with the person. You actually trust the person. You know, y'all been talking for a while. This is someone you can feel within your soul, within your spirit, and you're not just doing this as a recreational activity, because I would hate for you to be doing this as a recreational activity and you lose your life over a good time. I am Alex and I am out. Peace.